Hey, yeah, what's up? This disciple Marcello Currents reign back up in this anti-Illuminati all day, anti-America all day, anti-telepathy all day, anti-gang stalker all day, anti-witch all day, anti-warlock all day. So this message is basically going to be about this new shooting that just happened this morning. I didn't even know there was some other shooting or something else happened, and I didn't even realize it happened this morning. So this is what I want to. I want to hit the ground running and just get straight to it. The facts are it's a Christian church. It's a Christian school. Okay, that's the facts. Okay, and it's reality that that had a play in the motives of the shooter. Okay, we can sit here and sidestep and play games and act like we're naive about everything, but at the same country puts together all these puzzles of conspiracy theories and everything else. You put together all these magical puzzles of why this happened and why that happened and why this happened and why that happened. But you can't put together the fact that it was a Christian church, a Christian school, that this female shooter went to and did all this shooting. That's part of the motives, is the fact that it was a Christian church, a Christian school. No regards for the lives of the children. No regards. This is what I'm showing you. These are your citizens. This is your country. And just like I've been telling Christians right through all my videos, is that right here in America, you are opposed. Right here in America, you are hated. This is the whole reason I'm doing this video. I ain't hiding my feelings or nothing. I want you to know. I'm letting you know. See, this confirms what I'm talking about. You are the enemy. They consider you the enemy. This society considers Christians the enemy. Okay? Why do you think they targeted a Christian school, elementary school? That's why the emphasis isn't put. So yet you'll notice. Watch, they're not going to put these government officials and all these people are not going to put the emphasis on the fact that it's Christian. They're not going to put that emphasis because they don't want you to think that you're the enemy. They don't want to feel the shame that their country is targeting Christians. It's the truth. Oh, so you think this shooter didn't know this was a Christian church, a Christian school? Of course the shooter knew it was a Christian school. Of course. You think they just ran up in a school and didn't know what the kind of school it was? Imagine that. Imagine the shooter just ran up in the school. This unit, they said it was a unit of 5 people, but they kept talking about the female though. You don't think she knew it was? They don't think they knew it was a Christian school? Of course they knew that. So here's my next questions. Okay, who do you think it was? Do you think it was some satanic bunch of people? Do you think it was satanic gang stalkers? Some type of Freemason? Some type of Illuminati members? Highly possible. Highly possible. But I would go more with it was probably some type of anti-Christian, satanic type of community. That's who it was someone who totally directly opposed Christians. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, if it was a Muslim school, you can't leave out the fact that it's a Muslim school. See, they want to look at this as another random school shooting. This is not another random school shooting. This is exactly what I'm trying to show you, is that the Americans oppose, whether it's the government in their ways opposing Christians, or whether it's the community in their worldviews on Christians. It is them that are opposing us. And this is what I'm trying to show you. This is why I stand how I stand. You get me? You follow me? This is why I am the way I am. Because there's no way you can sit up here and tell me they didn't know, this was a Christian church, school. You can't tell me they ain't know. You cannot sit up. Come on, man. You gonna go do a real shooting with live ammo and real guns, but you don't know the location and the title of the location. You don't know that it got Christian. Of course they knew it did. Of course they knew the title had the name of this school was Christian something something Christian something. Of course they knew that. This is what I'm trying to show you. And they kill children. See, these type of people think they're tough. They think they're tough, man. They think they're bad. And that's why, unfortunately, when docile Americans and docile community sit back and watch people who think they're bad, it makes us all have to suffer. Because you're inwardly kind of entertained by these synthetic tough guys. You're kind of slightly, you might be 7% entertained, but you're 7% entertained. And in my opinion, if you're 7% entertained by this, you're 100% entertained in my views. I'm not entertained at all. Okay, now when your community loses, they lose. Okay? That's what it is. But this right here, where it's Christian people, no threat to your society. At least these Christians aren't. You might say I am, but hey, listen, these Christians aren't no threat. What about them? So it's just a hate, a misplaced hate, right? Maybe they hate me. Maybe they hate some other Christians. Obviously, right? It's safe to say they hate some type of Christian, don't they? Well, yeah. They hate some Christian. Some Christian out there, they hate. Or maybe they're the Americans that can't differentiate Catholicism and from Christianity. Or Jehovah's Witness from Christians. They can't differentiate religion from Christians because we're not a religion. Christianity is the reality of the spiritual world. That's what it is. You call it religion because that's the only thing you can compare it to. It's not a religion. It's just like God is not a religion. God just is. He exists. He just is. His kingdom just is. All right? So what I believe is that it's some kind of misplaced hate. Obviously, it's no one there that they hated. They just hated Christians. That teenage girl, they say she's a teenage girl. She probably is a young woman. She's over 18. I mean, she got guns, so she probably got them from somewhere. So she's not 15. Okay, so they keep saying teenage girl, and that's probably some kind of trigger they're trying to use. Who knows? All I know, she's probably 18, 19. We'll figure it out. But the bottom line is she's a young woman, most likely. Okay, and her ideals are probably, again, to hate. Her ideals were to hate Christians. She wanted to go out like that. And I suspect it's probably because of all this politicking that these people are doing about Christians and what Christians are doing in their community. And guess what? She decided to go kill. See, this is what happens when idiots go out and put out bad information. You know what I'm saying? It's just like when people go to school. You ever had that test in school where the teacher tells the first student a sentence, and by the time that sentence gets to the last student, the sentence that the teacher told the students is totally different. It's the same thing with these politics that's out here. They going around talking about what Christians are doing and what we're doing. And at the end of the day, we're not physically out here killing people like these people are we? So you're spoiled. You're spoiled enemies. because you're not physically being harmed, but you're acting like the world. You're walking, you're running around like a whelping dog. Yep, yelping dog, and nobody ain't even touching you. You're a fake yelping dog. You're what I call spoiled enemies. Because at the end of the day, ain't nobody out here hurting you, are they? But you running around like as if we done caught a couple bodies. That's how you're running around. You're running around like we done left a couple people stinking. We got spoiled enemies here. That's what it is. And you're going around saying what Christians are doing to people. What Christians are doing, what the Christians are doing. What are we doing exactly? Oh, we're fasting to God. Okay, so we're abstaining from food, and that's harming you. You see how ridiculous you sound? You see how ridiculous you sound? Because at the end of the day, what God decides to do with our fasting, you deserve. You ever thought about that? Because we can't get nothing done if you don't deserve it. This is the part that you leave out when you talk about the spirituality part of what we're doing over here. You leave out that if it's not God's will, it's not going to happen. You leave out if it's evil or unholy unto God, that it's not going to happen. You leave that part out, don't you? Yeah, I know it's convenient for you to leave this part out, and you just tell people we doing something against you. Boy, that's a 7 hour. So see, here we are. Well, I told you we were anyway. Where people hate Christians. I told you that. That's the whole thing. That's the whole reason why this happened. That's the whole reason why them kids are dead right now. That's what I want you to know. That's why I'm jumping on this video right now early in the afternoon. This is why when I was about to lay down. This is the reason why I'm jumping on this video. So you know how Americans feel right now. I don't care about the past. I don't care about how it used to be. I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about right now. That's what I'm talking about. Okay? That's what I'm talking about right now. March 27th, 2023. Right now. That's what we're talking about. March 27th, 2023. Right now. We ain't talking about 1995 in April. We're talking about right now, March 27, 2023. They hate Christians. And it's just spoiled, entitled Americans. Okay? You play with Christians, then you get what you deserve, and you're even more angry. Instead of being honorable and realizing, you know what? We need to make amends. We need to make things right. Instead of doing that, they want to play chicken. Because that's all you're doing. And I'm not playing chicken, you playing chicken. Because I'm a Mack truck. I'm a Mack truck, you're on the moped. I'm not playing chicken. I know. Either way, we're going to run right through that. So how's the chicken? Ow. We're going to run right through that. So it ain't chicken for us, it's chicken for you. Ow. Yeah, you playing chicken, and we're not. We're going to run right through that. And all I'm showing you is that we've been suffering. Just in case you don't think we taking casualties, just in case you think we over here and we ain't going through nothing, and you think our side is just flawless without any casualties or anything like that. We've been going through this. We've been going through casualties. We've been taking L's. You know what I'm saying? It's their time to take L's, and that's the difference. Now you waking up. But we've been taking L's. You wasn't awake unto our suffering. According to our suffering, you wasn't awake until they start suffering. That's the truth. Until you start suffering as a community, you was not even awake. You could care less what was happening to us. We've been going through this. This has been a 10-year war almost. This has been a 10-year war. Okay, we've been going through this with the police running around with misinformation, thinking they know everything. Yeah, New York PD LAPD, and Tampa PD, and Charlotte police running around, all Charlotte, North Carolina police, all running around spreading misinformation, adding fuel to the fire, playing games, all in politics that they shouldn't even be in. You police, you shouldn't even be in street politics. Daytona police too. Daytona police, Tampa police, San Francisco police, Los Angeles police, New York police, all in politics they don't even belong in. And then you wonder why your country is in shambles right now. Because God ain't playing no games, man. You want to be thugs. Police want to be thugs these days. It ain't cool to be a cop anymore, is it? Yeah, with all this shooting that you're doing and all this shame that you're bringing on yourself, molesting children, NYPD, 2 NYPD cops double teaming a 15-year-old girl that was in the police program right here in New York. Go Google it. 2 NYPD officers and a 15-year-old girl. Go look it up. You know, listen, what I pride myself off of, this YouTube channel is rich with truth and facts. It's rich with facts and truth. Nothing else. All that assumptions and all of that, I save that for the other people. You got enough people doing that. Okay? I cut right to the chase. I talk about the facts, talk about the truth. You got this shooting right here this morning, right now. And you know what everybody gonna do? They gonna shuck and jive like a flash mob, like they all doing the electric slide at the family reunion. Ow. They gonna all shuck and jive. Like they doing the electric slide at the family reunion, shucking and jiving. And you'll say, well, shucking and jiving about what? Shucking and jiving about the fact that it's a Christian school. That Christians hate Americans hate Christians. You don't think these shooters, all these people knew it was a Christian church? It's a message. It's a message they're trying to send. They know they ain't gonna live. They know they ain't. How far can you get doing something like that? How far are you gonna think you're gonna get? You already did. It's a suicide mission from the beginning. And the whole purpose is for a message, to release a message. How far you think you're gonna get doing? You think you're gonna get away? They're not planning to get away. How you gonna do all that shooting and you think where you gonna go? Okay, so you gonna let's just look at if they thought they was gonna live. So they're gonna get on the interstate and go out of town. People are already gonna be looking at Tennessee tags from out of town. Boom, ow. Already. Okay, so same thing with getting on a flight and leaving and going somewhere else. Same thing with Greyhound, same thing with Amtrak. They're all going to be alert. Okay, so that being said, how far you think you're going to get? They're not trying to live. My point is they're not trying to live. They're trying to send a message of how much they hate Christians. Because anybody would think, okay, if you had Christian values and Christian beliefs, okay, you want to shoot up a school. I'm not going to do it. Okay, I'm not going to do it to a Christian. What most people would think. I'm not going to do that to Christians. They don't have nothing to do with this craziness that's going on in America. I mean, the bottom line is the Christians don't have nothing to do with none of this. No, we do not. If you want to talk about the molestation of children, get your information right. It's the Catholics that were molesting the children. Okay? Don't be a moron dummy. Okay? Like you should be having Pampers on. Okay? Like if you're retarded, say you're retarded. You don't know the difference between Christians and Catholics. Well, I just can't figure out the difference between Christians and Catholics. Doy. I just don't know. There's a big difference between in theology and formations of institutions concerning Christians and Catholics. Christians don't take vows of celibacy and then molest children. That's the first difference. That's the main difference. And in fact, that's the only one I need to point out, actually. Christians do not take vows of celibacy and then turn around and fondle and molest children. Okay? Christians don't take vows of celibacy. We do not follow no rules or teachings that talk about vows of celibacy. Okay? That's the Catholics doing that, thinking they're holy by taking vows of celibacy. Look at me, I don't even have sex. But then you do. But then you do. But then you do. Okay, so understand the difference between Christian and Catholic. And I got to do a video on that because so many people are so stupid. As soon as you hear religion, oh, well, it's those religious people that have sex with the children. Well, let's talk about the ones that do. Because it's not all of them. It's not all of religions. So let's talk about the religion that does. That would be Catholicism. That would be called Catholicism. That's what it would be called. I'm not saying that molestation doesn't go on in Christianity. I'm sure, because anywhere humanity is, there's going to be molestation, unfortunately. Just use your brain. I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is and what institution it is. If it involves humanity, you're going to be able to find every and anything. Not just children stuff, everything. Stealing money, drugs, whatever you can imagine. Because humanity is involved. So it's not pointing anything out surprising to me. Christians, the scriptures we follow, we understand humanity very well. You're not surprising us pointing out humanity and the flaws of humanity. You're not surprising nobody. See, it's you that think that to follow God or following God, you're going to be this perfect person. That's your idea of Christianity. Our idea of, as Christians of Christianity, is actually, ironically, we feel that we are nothing. We feel that we are imperfect. Let's put it like this. We don't say we are nothing, but we're imperfect. Before God, we're nothing, right? And we're, as humanity, we cannot serve God on our own. We can't do it in our own strength because we are human. We're not God. Okay? So we need God to get us to the higher levels, the highest, the heaven. We need God for that. Humans can't do it. You can't do it. See, religion teaches you can't do it. Christians, we feel we know our humanity, that we're flawed as humans, basically. That's the best way to put it. So if you listen to a real Christian, they will tell you you are flawed and in need of Jesus Christ's sacrifice for dying for our sins so that you can go to heaven. You can get to the highest level, which is heaven. So that's our belief system. We don't walk around acting like we're perfect. You've been around the wrong Christians. You've been listening to the wrong people. Okay? So that's not how we perceive. That's not how we perceive ourselves. You know what I'm saying? That's how you perceive us. And that's why you ain't doing no better yourself. Well, hey, you holding us to a higher standard, aren't you? I'm pretty sure you can get some bad karma up in that. You holding us to a higher standard. As if we're not human. As if of course people are gonna make mistakes, but you can't classify it like some child molesting priest. That's what you want to do so bad. You want to classify it as some child molesting priest. That's what you want to do. You want to make all these religious people, if you find a thread of anything, you're going to the extreme of you're not going to looking at it as humanity. You're looking at it as a child molesting Catholic priest. Yes, you are, because that's how simple-minded you are. And I can show you all kind of stuff, like the fact that you got 43 states of child marriage right here in America. Christians didn't start that, and Catholics didn't start it, did they? And in my opinion, that's worse than anything the Catholics ever did. Well, child marriage, that's pretty disgusting and horrible. And I think it's more horrible because it's the government putting it out to the whole community to do. Catholics didn't put anything out to the community to do, did they? Boom. I know you should want to die. The Bible says, Jesus Christ said in the Bible that anyone who offends his people, and I'm paraphrasing, should want to die. You should want to die. Jesus Christ said it himself. Go look in the Bible. He said, anyone who offend basically my people, you should take a chain and put it around your neck. This is what Jesus Christ said. You should take a chain, put it around your neck, put a stone on it, and throw yourself to the bottom of the sea. See, a lot of people don't want to follow real Christianity. You know you don't. No, you don't. That's what Jesus Christ said. I don't care what your favorite preacher said. I don't care what these American preachers said. That's what Jesus Christ said. He said, if you offend his people, you should put a chain around your neck with a stone on it and drown yourself. You can't make this up. And that's good to me. Because if you go too far, if you go as far as offending Christians, you deserve it. You do deserve it. Nobody playing no games, man. Look, man, nobody playing no games with you. Because you want to be bad and evil, and we want to go find the people that's Christians. No, anybody playing no game with you, man. Lost your mind. Jesus Christ said you should die, basically. I'm just letting you know. And then for witches, Yahweh said, suffer not a witch to live. Yahweh, the Father, said, suffer not a witch to live. Okay? That's what the Bible says. So boom, there you have it. That's why I believe it's right. People going around playing games, and yeah, you should die. That's right. So you thought Christianity means all live at all costs and everybody lives and everything's happy. That's not, would that be reality? Somebody has to suffer. And unfortunately, actually, for me, for the good people, it's the people that play games and are evil. How would the world be if no consequences was given out to them? So the Bible talks about those consequences, and the consequences are death. That's what it is. Not a smack on the wrist like you like to do in your community. Well, they're witches and, they'll see the right way. Well, we're going to make sure they see the right way. The right way to hell. It's that way. It's right there. It's down there. We're going to make sure you see that right way, buddy. And you can look at my face all you want. I say it with a straight face. I'll let you get in my face, and I say it with a straight face because the Bible says it. The Bible says it. What you think the Bible's saying it with a smiley face? Suffer not a witch to live. You think the Bible is smiling? If the Bible could smile, do you think the Bible is smiling about saying, thou shalt not suffer a witch to live? You think the Bible is smiling about that? You think the person that wrote that is smiling? Was smiling? See, that's what I'm trying to show you. The Christianity that you have here in America is what I call a behavioral club. It's a behavioral cult club. And if you're not on your best behavior or projecting this nice guy image, then you couldn't possibly be a Christian. Because your Christianity is based on the right emotions and the right behaviors. When I can show you in the Bible in Ecclesiastes where it says it's a time to love and it's a time to hate. It says it's a time to hate in the Bible. I know, it's shocking. Didn't know that, did you? It says it's a time of war and it's a time of peace in the Bible. Yeah, see, they don't want you to get the full teachings. They want you to have all the nice stuff so you'll be controlled right here in America. And that's why many people believe that Christianity is controlling. You know why? Because humanity eventually finds out the form of American Christianity that they have is all to form. It doesn't feel totally human. It goes the way of humanity. And I'm not saying the part about sin only. It's other things. Like, what do you do when you have real enemies? You just sit back and let it happen? Oh, no, love your enemies. You take that part out. Okay, so, but what about the part where what God said, vengeance is the Lord's? What? So something's going to happen to him, right? Vengeance comes on who? Animals. Vengeance comes on who? Humanity. So war is coming anyway. Oh, I know you think, look, I can love you and forgive you, but guess what? That doesn't mean you get away with it. I know. See, the truth is, what these many dumb Christian speakers don't know is that the real reason these Americans are telling you to forgive and that we should be forgiven is so that they can get off the hook altogether. They don't want to suffer as every man should. They want to live above suffering. They want to live above the laws of the world. They want to live above laws of spirituality. And it ain't going to happen. That's all they're trying to do. Forgiveness means to them, let us totally off the hook. Ain't going to happen, buddy. Because even if I do forgive you, according to love your enemies and forgiveness, the Bible says God is not mocked. You forgot this scripture, didn't you? God is not mocked. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he reap. It didn't ask did your enemies forgive you? Let's check and see if the Christians forgave you first before we're going to see if you're going to reap. You're going to reap regardless. You're going to reap regardless. I'm trying to show you, you're going to reap regardless. Forgiveness is so that I'm in the right position. Forgiveness is so that I don't let you pull me down. Ow. Forgiveness is so that I go to heaven. Forgiveness is so that you don't distract me, and you're not even valuable enough to distract me. You shouldn't be valuable enough to distract me. Forgiveness is all about me, actually. Foundationally, forgiveness is all about me. So guess what that means? Whatever you did, put it together. You're still going to get what you deserve because forgiveness ain't really got nothing to do with you, do it. So it's not going to really interact with you that much. Which means you're still going to get what you deserve. See, they teach forgiveness so we don't get what we deserve. You're still going to get what you deserve. Ow. Oh, whoa. You see, I'm a smart cookie, ain't I? Because they sit up and tell you forgiveness is all about saying, let us off the hook. Let us go. Let it go. Let it go. Forgiveness is all about letting it go. I can let it go all day. You still going to get it. You're still going to get it. So all you're saying it for is really so that you can be free from it. That's what it really is. And you're still going to get what you deserve regardless. Oh, yeah. Ow. See, I teach real Christianity. I don't teach none of that bogus, halfway, we look nice for people kind of Christianity. Sometimes we don't look nice for people. Sometimes it looks like we may be the monsters. Because when you're living in an evil time, what do you expect it to be? Oh, we walking around with smiles on our face? It's not human. It's not human. Jesus Christ said, those who offend his people, and I'm paraphrasing, should kill themselves. They should throw themselves, take a chain. Jesus Christ was very descriptive. He said they should take a chain, put it around their neck. He described what they should do. He said they should put a chain, put it around their neck, put a stone on it, and throw themselves in the bottom of the sea. But you can't get one preacher to teach that, can you? That's what I'm trying to show you. And Jesus Christ, the one said it, and you can't get one preacher to say it here in America. That's what I'm trying to show you. And so when you see all the teachings, now you see why God is all sufficient. Now you see why we stick with God when you don't. Because we got everything we need. You want to go to war? We got that part too. Oh, I know you thought it was imaginary, like nothing is really happening. How you feel about that now? Do you feel like something is happening for playing with us? You feel like something's happening, don't you? It is something happening. It is something happening. And that's why we don't have to do it the way you do it. Like running up in schools. See, that's what our enemies do. Run up in our schools and shoot our children. Shoot Christian children. That's not American children. That's Christian children. That's our children. They don't belong to you. How they belong to you and you got 50 states of gay marriage? Them ain't your children. Them our children. Those are Christian children. That's the only children that we claim. Those are not our children. American children are not our children. They're Americans' children. Anything can happen to them. This is why we teach, come to Christ, come to God. You look, if you don't have God, anything can happen to your children. Okay, but these are forces right here. They force themselves into a Christian school. Those are demonic spirits that force themselves into Christian schools to enforce that to happen. That's how I know they're satanic spirits. They force that to happen. To get past all that spiritual protection, they forced it to happen, right? And I guarantee you, they are satanic forces. I guarantee you, they ain't just somebody say, well, I'm just going to go to a Christian school and just blow these children's heads off. I feel like, let's pick from the menu of schools. Let's just look at all these menu of schools, right? Look at schools like a menu. I feel like, for brunch, I feel like Christian today. For suicide, brunch, mass shooting, I feel like Christian today. No, listen, man, you may be offended. I don't care. I'm showing you how these people think. I'm showing you how you think. You think it's just, it's just happened to be a Christian church. Like they picking from a school menu and they're just like, for brunch, mass shooting, around 10 a.m., 9 a.m., that's brunch. I feel like going for, I think I'm going to go for Christian today. Over easy. That's not how it was. How it was, they specifically targeted Christians, and that's the message. They knew they wasn't going to get away. Okay, the message is we hate Christians. We want them to die. What else? What other message is it? Oh, they just decided to just pick a Christian school. It just happened to be. It just happened to be a convenient Christian school. That's what you're trying to get me to believe. You as a Christian shouldn't even be that gullible. You shouldn't be that green and naive to even think that. Okay, you know that they chose a Christian school because they hate Christians, okay? They hate Christians. They hate us. And I've been trying to show you this over and over again. And now the times is catching up with my message. That's how you know it's prophetic. That's how you know I'm a prophetic messenger. Because I've been telling you this way before it happened. Way before it came to this point. Okay? Right now, right today, that means I don't care what it meant before. Today, I'm telling you for sure, that means they hate Christians. That's what it means. Okay? And that's what you got to look at. That's what I'm trying to get you to look at. That's showing us that they hate Christians. Okay? That's what it is. People that's really living for God. I ain't talking about no Christian belief. You can find over millions of Christians that say, oh, what's your religion? Choice of religion. Oh, I am a Christian. This is just, in that definition, it's just a preference of what you choose to look at as a religion that you choose to hold in your belief system. It's a preference. It's a religious preference. That's all it is. I'm talking about Christians that live, they form their life off of Christianity. And whether they're going to still make mistakes. But what you're going to notice about a Christian is something different. There's something different. You don't see them doing a whole bunch of stuff that everybody else is doing. And if they do, it don't last long. They go through a little season where they bout this, they bout that. That's what you point out the most, though. But then it passes, and then what you see is, when the dust settles, is a Christian. And that's really all that matters, isn't it? That's all that really matters. At the end of the day, besides what you think, what you saw, and what you thought you saw, you see a Christian. But when we look at these other people, these celebrities that talk about they Christians, we never see them do that, do we? It's years and decades of smoking reefer. It's millions of decades of getting high and drinking and having all types of sex, right? It never stops, right? Never. Now, how can you say that's a Christian, though? It never stops. The sin never stops. It never stops. But yet they are Christian. Man, you go to their house and everything is there. When you become a Christian, you can't have a whole house of, well, this is my bottles from when I used to drink back in the day. Here's some weed from back in the times in the 90s. I just kept it. I'm not going to smoke it. Oh, you don't think these famous Christians, so-called Christians, got that going on? You don't think they got old bags of weed that they had left over from parties and they just decided to save it? Come on, man. Come on. And they probably have people to beg them, come on, let's smoke a little bit of it. Nah, I'm saving this. I'm saving this for the future. Man, you know they do. And they sitting up telling you, these celebrities telling you they Christians. Okay, go to their house. And if they got any non-Christian stuff, how can you trust? How can you believe that? I mean, you know what I'm saying? You have to clean house. That means you can have just like a true spiritual man of God. He or she has to clean house, literally. They can't have all this stuff in their house. I don't care if they famous or not. God ain't say, well, you're famous. You get to store up all this stuff that you used to have from when you didn't live for God. You get to keep all these explicit pictures of you and these explicit movies of you, and you get to have all this stuff that you used to have. All these, even these beads, these voodoo beads, Santeria beads, and all this. Somebody gave that to you, and they died, and you get to have that. You can keep that. You think God is saying that? God ain't playing no games, man. That's your culture. You made your own God. You made your own religion. That's what you did. When you changed the rules, you just now created a new religion. That's what you did. Anytime you change the rules, you just now made a religion. Okay? You think you got away with it? You know you didn't. You ain't did nothing different than these other religions. And you think you got away with it, don't you? It's punishment all in due time. Just like these other religions. Do you see them out there, do you? Don't you? Are they dropping dead from the blasphemous things they're saying? Not yet, are they? In fact, nobody's just dropping dead, are they? So you can't be deceived by, well, I didn't drop dead, I must be okay. Nobody else is dropping dead, really, are they? Look at the stuff they doing. Anybody dropping dead? They're not, are they? Okay, so you can't be deceived by, well, God is going to zap me. If God hasn't zapped me, then I must be okay. Now you acting like a cartoon character. Well, God didn't strike me down with lightning, then I must be okay. Now you're acting like a cartoon. He's not going to do that. He's not going to do that. Look, he's not going to do that, bro. He's not going to zap you down with lightning. Okay? That's what you think. And that's not going to happen, bro. None of that is going to happen. That's not going to happen. What's going to happen is you're going to see with time that all these people that professed that they were Christians, they're fading away. Their life is falling apart. They have nothing. Their life is in shambles. I thought you was a Christian. Why your life in shambles? Well, I mean, it's good for people out here without God. How come it ain't good for you? Something's not right. It's good for people out here, but life ain't good for you. I'm not saying that life is always going to be good for Christians. I'm not saying that. I'm saying for the collectively speaking, something is absolutely wrong, because God wants you to have good things. He wants you to have a good life. So he wants you to have a bad life. So people's philosophy is if you break that down to if you just keep something simple and common sense, like, you will understand what's going on. Okay, God wants you to have a bad life. God now. And he has all these things, these resources. He has infinite resources. He wants you to live bad. He wants you to feel some type of pain. He put you in the world to feel some type of pain. He created you to feel pain and suffering. No, something's wrong, bro. It doesn't make it. Listen, you don't have to be a genius to understand that. It's just all these different philosophies that done got in your head. like God, why would God want you to live crazy? You feel me? Like, come on, that's stupid. That's stupid. Why would he want you to do that? It seems more like that's the devil's position, doesn't it? He wants you to live crazy and broken and beat down. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. It's common sense. See, some people are so smart, they're stupid. Well, life is full of suffering, and it works out this plan. And listen, bro, you so smart, you're stupid. I'm talking about collectively speaking. Why would God put you here to suffer and create you to suffer? You feel me? Nah, come on, man. That doesn't make sense, man. You know what I'm saying? And some people just so smart, they stupid. Well, it's part of, it does something for you. Okay. Just like I said, man. Just like I said, it doesn't make sense to me that God would create us to be in pain and suffering collectively as humanity, collectively as Christians. Okay? Something's wrong. And I can guarantee you it has a lot to do with the philosophies of men, their worldviews, all these synthetic perspectives of holiness and righteousness, like taking vows of poverty and vows of celibacy. It looks good and holy, but it's not God's plan. You know what I'm saying? It's common sense that God wants you to be with a woman. It's common sense. If we don't be with women, we would die off as humanity. So it's common sense that we can't all take vows of celibacy now, isn't it? It's common sense that we can't all take vows of celibacy now, isn't it? See, this is what angers me, man. This is what angers me, bro. Because this is like common sense to me. And it's like you applaud people to do stuff like that. But it's not reality in life, though. That's what I'm trying to show you, man. It's not common. It's not life. And then they turn around and be the main ones still playing around with children and these Catholics. Taking vows of celibacy, talking about, this is what the Lord would have me to do. Okay, but why are you messing with the children, though? That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying. And that's why people, that's what I'm saying. And so in the middle of all of that, guess what? As far as America is concerned, Christians get thrown in the middle of that. We get thrown in the middle of that. Like that, we like that too. Until you listen to us, until you listen to real Christians, not the ones that you just, that's my go-to pastor right there. That's my spiritual advisor. I ain't talking about your spiritual advisor. I'm talking about people like me. I ain't talking about your spiritual advisor because they got all the right American answers. They got all the right American answers. I ain't talking about the American Christian answers. Because in my point of view, you got gay marriage in 50 states. We ain't got nothing to do with America no more. Okay? That chapter is closed officially. Okay? That's what it is, bro. And I'm not one of them people. You tell me, you say, well, go somewhere else. Okay, well, dummy, you gonna pay for it? You gonna pay for all my passports? You gonna pay for me, my living somewhere else I go? Now, if you was 100, you'd be doing all that, wouldn't you? Yeah, you ain't gonna pay for all that. You just gonna tell me to go somewhere else. Well, if I had the money, if I had the USD to do it, I would do it. I'm not one of them people who still in love with America and want to be here. If I had enough money to be somewhere else, I would absolutely be somewhere else. Absolutely. You need to hear it from me. Then why don't you go somewhere else? Well, do you think it's a skip around the block to do that? You ever thought about that? That many people are here just because they don't have the money to go somewhere else? Yeah, I know you've been stuck stupid and dumb forever. I mean, it's true. It's no other way to put this stuff, man. It's just no way. It's no nice way to say this. It's no nice way to say goodbye to America, okay? It's no nice way to say it, all right? Because it's not on good terms. It's not on a good note. But I'm supposed to say it nicely. It's not on good terms. It's not on a good note, but I'm supposed to say it nicely. Okay. And that's what I'm talking, and that sums up what I'm talking about when it comes to the behavioral club here in America as far as Christianity, this behavior club, to where now you got to nicely depart and say goodbye to America. See, you Christians ain't ready for it. You ain't ready for it. Many of you would never be ready for it because America is master. I don't know what I'd do without master. You know what I'm saying? Look, man. I take my chances. I take my chances, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm living for God. I take my chances. I don't care what happens here and what happens. I take my chances, bro. This whole thing shut down. I take my chances instead of letting this rule and think it rules over God's kingdom, bro. That's not going to happen. It's one thing to disrespect me, but I'm not going to let you disrespect Christians and disrespect God's kingdom, bro. Nah, man. I know what type of energy that is, man. That's a sucker, suburban sucker, man. That's what it is, man. That don't have the balls to face me on the streets, man. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of stuff right there. You know what I'm saying? Look, man, it ain't no mercy, bro. That's what I'm saying, because I know what kind of energy. I done been around killers. I done been around real killers. That's all you can be. That's all you can be in this situation. Is another killer, which I've already been around. That's all. What else you gonna be? At the end of the day, according to this situation, what else could you be? That's what I'm saying, bro. So look, like, you guys listen, man. It's a whole bunch of suburban people that think they can play with God's kingdom and think it's a game, like some gothic game, bro. And at the end of the day, you ain't even no killer playing around with me. That's what I'm saying. You're not a killer playing around with me. In other words, you're not a soldier playing around with me. Okay? And listen, bro, you already in trouble. Because you're not ready to smash on sight. You're not ready for that. You're not ready for that. You're a whole bunch of gothic people. And now when the world is ending, all of y'all gonna drop like flies. Because you know what? You've been depending on the law to keep. Listen, and I gotta do a video about this. Gang stalking depends on the police. Well, if the police wasn't there, we would just kill these people, wouldn't we? Wouldn't you? I'm talking about war, man. I ain't talking about no fake stuff, man. That's how you know who's fake, man. Because the realness come out when I say this, right? Right. That's how you know who's real. Because some people getting halfway offended, ain't they? Yeah. Listen, man. If it was no law, man, these gang stalkers would be dead. And anything else you talking about, Freemasons, secret societies, all these people playing games. Listen, if you are a secret society playing game, if you depend on the law to protect you, if it was no law, we would kill you, man. So my point is this. I'm talking however you want to take it. However you want to take it, bro. You depend on the law. You hide behind the law. The difference between me and you, I get people off the streets. You depend on the law. I get crazy people who think they thugs, but they bipolar. I get them off the streets. It's for your own good. You think you a thug, you bipolar. You ain't no thug. You're a bipolar person that's doing reckless acts of violence and crimes. You're bipolar. And it's been time for the black community to have this conversation. Bipolar versus thug. Mental sickness or a gangster. Okay, because half of them out there with a dirty butt, doo-doo all in their butt, talk about they gangsters. You ain't even wash your butt properly. You smell like doo-doo all in your butt. You're sick, man. You're sick. You're not no gangster. You're a mental person, man. Okay? You have mental sickness, and you've been masquerading as a gangster. That's what it is. And it's a whole stack of people like that. It's a whole community of people like that. Because being a gangster comes with rules and regulations, man. It comes with rules. It's not just do all and be all and all of that. That's no. Whatever that is, that's not gangster. Gangster comes with rules and regulations. In fact, everyone knows that these gangsters emulate the most, which is the Italian mob. The Italian mob didn't even sell drugs in the beginning. The Italian mafia did not even sell drugs. They killed their own who did. So that's a perfect example of gangsters with regulations. But somebody else will be saying, shoot, I got to get down for mine. I got to get mine. And you would have been dead. You would have been dead. And that's what I'm trying to show you. Even gangsters have regulations. And you sit up talking about they gangsters and in other people's situation, in real gangster situations, they would have been dead, according to gangster regulations. That's what I'm saying. And so what you have here is a whole bunch of bipolar people and a whole bunch of schizophrenic, paranoid people talking about they gangsters and thugs, doo-doo all in their pants and butt, talking about they thugs and gangsters. Talking about they thugs and gangsters. No, they ain't. Ain't none of them gangsters and thugs. That's mentally sick people masquerading as thugs and gangsters, bro. That's what it is. And you can't say it's me. I stay fresh. Hey, I might have the same clothes, but guess what? I tell you one thing. You ain't gonna never smell no doo-doo on me. You ain't gonna never smell my butt. I tell you that. My clothes may be dingy because that can be ghetto. That can be a lack of this. That could be a lack of that. That could be war. Okay? So you can't put me in that same category. You got people out here that's got doo-doo in their butt talking about they gangsters and thugs. Okay? We ain't talking about that. That's mental sickness to me. And we don't know what y'all gonna do. And we don't know what you Freemasons and secret society people gonna do when this all hit the fan, because you ain't gonna be able to depend on the law. You ain't gonna be able to depend on the law no more. You ain't gonna be able to depend on that. You ain't gonna be able to depend on that, man. You ain't gonna be able to depend on none of that. You don't strike no fear in my heart, bro. All you're doing is playing games, and you've been subdued. You've been subdued already. You've been subdued already as a kingdom. I'm on a higher level now. I'm talking about 43 states of child marriage. Listen, I'm above the gang stalkers. Let's get that understood. Let's get that clearly understood. There's no fear of them, and I'm above them. Okay? I'm way above them. They can't see me. That's why they're trying to get on my level, and they can't do it. That's the whole struggle, is they trying to get on my level. You tell me what it is. You tell me what it is. It's a move to try to get on my level, which is already exposing the obvious, which is they're not on my level. That's what it is. And so that's already a forfeit situation, isn't it? You already forfeited your cause because it's already revealed what you're doing, and that makes you forfeit your cause. Look, you're trying to be on my level. You're trying to see me. You can't. You know what I'm saying? This ain't gangsters. This ain't mental bipolar people with doo-doo in their butt talking about they thugs. That ain't what this is over here. That's what I'm saying. It's way more sophisticated than you realize. I got Russians that's watching this situation. All you little gang stalkers, American gang stalkers might want to keep that in mind. Yeah, it's Russians watching. Yeah, who cares about the streets watching? The streets ain't watched them 43 states of child marriage now, did they, Al? Yeah, you ain't watched that, did you? Who cares about these dumb, ignorant streets watching? You ain't watched them 43 states of child marriage, did you? You ain't watched that child marriage in the last get passed in the last 3 years, did you? With all your street watching, did you watch that? You didn't, do you? Did you? Man, I don't got no respect for that. Man, I don't respect it. Sitting up talking about the streets is watching, I could care less. That's old philosophy, man, that nobody's intimidated by anymore. I ain't intimidated by the streets watching. The streets got 43 states of child marriage. Who do you think you playing with, man? You ain't playing with no ignorant little doo-doo in the butt dummy that want to be a thug. You lost your mind, bro. All of you a bunch of peasants, man. I'm going to call it how it is. Leeches and peasants and parasites. Leeches, peasants, and parasites. That's what you are, man. You stay in a peasant's place. You just a number trying to be in politics. Like, look, peasant is not really even a derogatory term. It's not slandering. It's a position. You're a peasant. Peasants around here with politics talking about what big, now I ain't gonna say haughty, what high-ranking people are doing. Talking about what high-ranking people, you a peasant, and people want me and you to be on the same level, and it's not possible because you don't pay the dues mentally. You don't pay the dues to be this way in your mind, heart, and soul, but you want to be on my level. I don't care if you black. I don't care what color you are. If you ain't paying dues, you don't deserve to be on my level. You don't deserve to be in the same lane as me. And that's what you're reaching for, and you ain't going to ever get it. Half of you are peasants by position. By position, you are a peasant. You made your way that way. And you can't blame nobody else. I'm not a peasant. How I'm a peasant when I'm telling the whole country about what they're doing? Imagine that. Imagine that. Imagine me being a peasant. It's a decision not to be one. Okay, so you didn't make the decision not to be one, but you want to sit up here and act like you're among us. That's what I'm trying to show y'all. And you call it being equal. Listen, I can show you everything that you think you know. You sitting up talking about, hey, well, people better than other people. Well, they think they better than everybody. Okay, in the world, this is what your mom and dad should have taught you. In the world, there's high quality people and low quality people. And the low quality people don't have the luxury of being both. Okay? Well, I can't help it. Look, I'm sorry you're a low quality person. You made the decision to be that way. And we're not going to get all in one huddle and all be one big family. Okay? It's not going to happen. And that's the real problem is America's trying to make all these low quality people be equal with high quality people. And I didn't say high class. I didn't say low class. I say quality, which is a choice that a human being makes to be. And I don't care. Listen, I don't care what these people talking about. If you chose to be a low quality person, that's your fault. You chose to be a loser, and I'm not going to act like you're a winner. Imagine that. Now, when we talk about humanity, let me school you on this. Now, humanity, we're all equal as far as humanity. Nobody's better than the next man as far as humanity, which means as far as human rights, right? That's what you're trying to convey. That's what you're trying to articulate. That's what you're trying to articulate is that we're not all better. We're not better than each other as far as humanity. Yes, but what you fail to realize is there's other dynamics that causes us to be separated, which is high quality and low quality. Whether you like it or not, low quality people are not going to ever be in the same situation with high quality people because you're not qualified. You're not qualified. You're not qualified to be. And you're trying to qualify yourself. And that's what we have here is a whole culture trying to qualify themselves, and they're low quality people. And you're letting them do it. And that's why you got a low quality community. See, you're too stupid to be in these situations. That's the truth of the matter. And I know you think you got all that psychology stuff wrapped up, but you didn't have other things wrapped up, did you? Yeah, you mastered how to play with people's mind and watch people's mind, but that wasn't all it was it? Obviously not. And here we are, where I'm schooling you, where I'm showing you everything about your community, where I'm showing you got 43 states of child marriage. Well, with all your psychology goods, how come you ain't know that? With all your masteries of psychology, how come you didn't know that? So you see, you're not as sufficient as you thought you was. You're not as adequate as you thought you was, are you? Well, it doesn't look that way. It doesn't look like you're as adequate as you projected yourself to be, collectively speaking. So we have low quality people and high quality people. And we're not going to sit up and let low quality people sit up and say, well, people, they think they're better than us. Well, some people are better than you. They're better than you as far as quality, because you chose to be a loser. You chose not to get educated. You chose to, if you're a woman, you chose to give your butt and your vagina over to a million guys. You chose, you know the type, the little skeezer type. Well, I think they think they're better than everybody. You know exactly what kind of girl I'm talking about. And she thinks she's keeping it real. She's out in front of a gas station talking about keeping it real. She in front of a gas station. You know exactly what type I'm talking about. Oh, well, he just thinks he's better. Well, I know I'm better than you. As far as quality, yeah. And so as far as humanity, though, me and you are equal. You should have the same human rights. Although you're in front of a gas station, you should have the same human rights as I do. But you're not equal to me according to quality. So you can't fight for equality when it comes to quality. It's not, and that's what you're doing. And I got to do a video about this. You're trying to make people equal according to quality. And you don't know no better. And that's why people that's high quality have to fight twice as hard, because you're trying to make me see if I'm going to be equal with low quality people. Oh boy, that's good. You're trying to see if I'm going to pass a test of being equal with low quality people. Low quality now. They chose to be low quality. But I'm supposed to be equal with them. I'm equal with everybody according to humanity, but not according to quality. What sense does that make? That's just like saying LeBron James, you're trying to make him just as good. You're trying to make the street ballers just as good as on the same level or comparable to LeBron James. This man went to school to be a basketball player. He got educated just to play basketball. You're down playing basketball in the hood talking about you just as good as LeBron. But you haven't paid the dues, have you? So as far as humanity, you're just as good as LeBron. But as far as quality, you are not. And so what we supposed to do? Put you in the NBA because to be equal, to be equality? Now you see what I'm saying. We supposed to put you in the NBA just to prove to the community that everybody is equal. That's what we talking about, suckers. You trying to put everybody in the NBA and they're not qualified to be there. It's the same thing in what I'm doing. You're trying to qualify everybody to be in my lane, and look at the situation for what it is. Based on the information that I'm revealing, 43 states of child marriage, do they deserve to be in my lane? Why they ain't telling? Why they ain't doing what I'm doing then? Because they not qualified to do it. You put me in a situation and I still come out. You know why? Because I'm qualified to be in this lane. Why they been there for a million years talking about pro-black this and pro-black that? And what have they produced? What have they produced? What have they produced? Nothing. That's what I'm trying to show you. And you trying to make me equal with them as far as humanity, but you're too stupid to see that the real struggle is the fight of quality. It ain't got nothing to do with humanity and equality. As far as humanity, that ain't the struggle. The struggle is for you to see my quality versus the low quality of the opposition. They don't deserve to be here. They don't deserve to be in this lane. What have they produced? It ain't got nothing to do with humanity. You feeling sorry for people. I can't put everybody in the NBA because I feel sorry for a street baller. I can't say, oh, I just feel sorry for that guy who plays basketball in the rain. He plays in snow. He plays in rain. He plays when it's hot. He just deserves to be in the NBA. Well, that's too bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're not qualified, and I am. And so we're not going to let, what we're not going to do, this is needed to be said, bro, because y'all don't understand the difference between equality as humanity versus equality far as quality, bro. You don't understand the difference. You don't understand equality as far as quality. Equality as far as quality goes. You can't be making people equal and as far as quality, and then you put them in that position and they ain't qualified. So what happens then? Okay, you put them in the position. Now what do they produce? What, piggybacking off of what I'm doing? Not realizing you got to have other spiritual goods to even stand in this position. You can't just talk. You got to have other spiritual goods. You got to have angels protecting you. You got to have all of that going too. And you don't got it going. You don't have God's protection. You think you do. You can't stand in my shoes. You would die. That's what I'm trying to show you. And so all you're trying to do is piggyback off of what I'm doing. Just like a copycat would do. Just like an ignorant person would do. And you ain't going to be able to do it because it's other goods too that you got to have. It's other goods too that you got to have. And I'm going to do a video about that. You want to be a leader, but you ain't got all the goods. All you're doing is yapping. But what have you produced? What have you produced? When have you struck the deadly blow? Boy, that's good right there. That's a 7th hour. You ain't struck no deadly blows to this community, to this government, to this community, all this stuff that's going on. You ain't struck no deadly blows, have you? Man, I'm striking deadly blows after deadly blows, even on you. Even on you. Sitting around here talking about people thinking they better than other people, and you don't know how to articulate, which is another sign you shouldn't be in this lane, the difference between equality as far as humanity and equality far as quality of person. You shouldn't be in this lane, bro. You're way out of pocket. And for your other little people who don't even care, and I don't care what color you are, you don't even care. You just think you're going to play with me. See, I'm more important in the spiritual world than you. So when God looks at me versus your life and mine, guess who got to go? You do. And guess what? That can be a million of you. When it comes to my life and yours, you're going to go. What use does God have for you? Who controls all of this? What use do he have for you? Oh, for you to work your little job? That ain't got nothing to do with God. For you to work and talk to these people and act like y'all all in love with each other? That ain't got nothing to do with God, buddy. When God looks at my life and y'all life, he has no use of you, which means you're in trouble because he controls all of this. And so I just broke it down to you. And if you slow, say you're slow, so we can get you out the room. Just get out the room, okay? Because you sitting around listening, it's going in one ear and out the other. You slow. You waiting for other things. You waiting for contradictions. I just showed you how you beat right now. I just showed you. Ain't nothing else for you to listen to. Can't be serious. You slow and don't even know it. That's another thing. Besides the thugs who are bipolar, these bipolar so-called thugs, you also have these so-called pro-black leaders and pro-American leaders, and you think you're intellectual, and really you're just taking the injustices of the community and building a movement off of it. You're just building a movement off of the problems. You have no solutions. You have no information, no spiritual information. You have no revelation knowledge. You don't have it. So all you are is you're not really a proactive person. You're not even you're not even a pro-black leader or civil rights leader. You're none of that. What you are is a person who's built a movement off of the problems. Okay? That's all you've done. Because if you was about the solutions, you would have, I'm going to tell you something, as far as pro-black goes, you would have been already all over that black on black crime. Boom, ow. That's how we know. You would have been all over that. Because it's not about, listen, a true proactive, a true pro-black a true active pro-black leader would be blind to the fact that it's biased or it's against it or it's a sellout situation. They would just look at it as, okay, this is what needs to be done. This is what needs to be addressed and talked about. This is how you know nobody's qualified to be this. Because you can't look at the problems in our community and chastise who needs to be chastised and walk away and don't care how they feel about it. Because you the clean up man. You all you see is the stuff you're supposed to clean up. You're not looking at, oh, well, this is going to be me looked at as a sellout. They going to cancel me. You're the clean up man. You ain't worried about that. And look at it from this perspective. Now look at it from this perspective. How is that person going to exist in a time like this? And you scared of cancel culture. And you know your people need chastising because of all the black on black crime and craziness. How are you going to survive as a leader? Minking your words, minking how you really feel and what you need to say to how you need to say it to get the job done. How are you going to survive as a leader? You're not going to survive because you're going to be too scared of cancel culture. You're going to be too scared of black people that hush you down and intimidate you and love you to compromise and be biased on their side. It's too many hurdles for you. It's too many hurdles for you to make it. And that's why you ain't never made it. You know why you ain't make it? Because listen, you wanted to fit in and you worried about what everybody talk about. You worried about what everybody feel and how you gonna clean up dirt, but you don't expose it. Yeah, you waiting to expose a leader. You got a whole community you need to expose. You need to expose all this dirt that you're doing in your own community, bro. And everybody that talk like me, you want to label them as a Karen. How is it a Karen? You know why it's a Karen to you? Because you live in a culture that projects people in general, not even just a white woman. Someone that complains about integrity of business. Because let's look how the Karen started. It's a woman, usually, that ain't got nothing to do with black people. It didn't start like that. If you go back to the origins of Karen, it was a white woman in a restaurant, right or wrong, complaining about service. Boy, this is good. I could run around all this whole apartment. Because that's full circle to what I'm talking about. And the American community, you labeled this woman as a Karen because she was demanding quality service. When you would just go home with a half milkshake that's half filled and all of that, you would just walk away. If you're cool with that, that's you. But other people that hold people to the highest standard of quality, when you're paying for what you see what I'm saying? See how this goes with my message? Because Karen was really just, at the beginning, was a woman that was demanding quality. Boom. And so when I demand quality from the black community, guess what I get labeled as? A Karen. Boy, that's good. Ooh, wait. Ow. That's all it is. So all you've done in all actuality is beyond race. It has to do with people feeling some type of way when people put a proper demand on quality. You have a problem with that. Like you should just let it go. Not if I'm paying my money. If I go into a store and I'm paying my money This is how you know you've grown up. It don't matter how much money you have. If you're a mature person, I don't care if I spend 50 cents. If I go in the store and spend 50 cents on some saltines, right? A bag of saltines. You think I'm gonna just say, well, these saltines are stale, but I just spent 50 cents, so it doesn't matter. Nah, I gave you my money. It's a principle. It's the principle. I gave you my money. Why? It doesn't matter how much it is. It's the principle that I gave you. I'm here for a service, and you're not giving me the quality service that I paid for. And you label them people as Karens, which means you don't demand quality in your community, which explains everything. You got all these people trying to make each other equal to each other. They don't care nothing about quality. We should, and you know why? Because guess what? Most of the people are low quality, so they got to fight to be equal with everybody. Boy, that's good. Most of these people in America, not beyond color, are low quality, so they got to fight to be equal with high quality people. And so how they do it? Oh, well, that person just think they better than other people. You know what you're trying to do? You're trying to get on my high quality level and you're low quality. So what you got to do is you got to go to the fight as far as humanity, equality far as humanity, to try to fight me as far as equality far as high quality person versus low quality person. That's the only way you can do it. That's the only way people will hear you out. Oh, well, that person thinks they better than everybody else. Look how they treating everybody. Listen, that's all you can do, because at the end of the day, let's just check your quality. Let's just check your quality. The person yapping all the time. Let's just check your quality of person. And then if you want to take it up a notch, let's check your quality spiritually. And that's why I take off on you. That's why I take off on you. You can't even see me. When it comes to spirituality, you are of no quality. You ain't even in the same. Listen, you can't even get in the room when we talk about these spiritual things. Man, come on, man. You talking about that little juju, voodoo, hoodoo stuff you got going on? Man, come on, man. Has that done anything for your community? That's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, with all this voodoo going on, have it done anything for your community? Didn't tell us about 43 states of child marriage, did it? All these psychics and telepaths didn't tell us about the child marriage, did you? Man, and so it comes all the way back to what I've been saying all along. Christians are the one that's helping your community. Who's feeding these people out here? Who's feeding these homeless people more than any other faith? The Muslims ain't feeding homeless people. The Muslims on the corner asking you to pay for bean pies. Do the Muslims got shelters? Do the Muslims have shelters for homeless people who do not believe what they believe? They do not. They may have shelters for Muslims, and you ain't gonna get in one if you ain't one, probably. You might not. That's what I'm saying, bro. We the ones out here doing it. And you know, they still hate us. You see that? They still hate you. You better wake up, man. You gotta wake up.